Prologue, what do you do when you're a human in a wolf pack and your best friend is the next alpha? You join and that's what? Kennedy. The peeling sound of screeching tires. A loud thunk and an explosion of glass. An invisible force throwing me forward. But no control over anything, nothing to grab as my hands fly through the air. I hit a solid surface and jolted up. I gasp as I blink my eyes open. I'm in my room. I'm always in my room. I can still smell burned rubber and gas though. The pungent fumes still burn in my nose. This nightmare will never go away. It's the same thing every night. It has been for 2 years. I take another deep breath in, trying to clear the smell from my nose and the sight from the back of my eyelids. My door bursts open and my best friend comes flying at me. At this point, I think we should just share a room with the amount of time he spends with me here. He says nothing, just climbs under the cushiony down blanket and wraps me in his arms, placing my head on his chest. His heartbeat and smell is comforting enough for me to fall back into a dreamless sleep. I have had the same dream every night since the crash. I don't know what am I supposed to do. I have been to every doctor that Aunt Beth has sent me to, and nothing seems to make it better, except being near Jeremiah. It is messing with my life, which is already a complete SH asterisk though anyway. I don't need any more weird-ass situations. It's also not super convenient for him either. Aw, sweetheart, you look tired. Another bad night? Aunt Beth asks like she couldn't hear me scream from across the house. I can't bring myself to be a moody teenager to her though. Her and Uncle James have done so much for me the last couple years. They didn't have to take me in, but when none of my other family members stepped in to claim guardianship over a 15-year-old teenager, my mom's best friend and her husband took me in without question. She was the one who stayed with me in the hospital while I recovered, and she was the one who held me when the doctors told me my parents didn't survive. She made sure I saw the best doctors and specialists to help me process the whole situation. Yeah, they seem to be getting worse, but I don't know why. I grumble as I sit down on her massive island, and she puts a plate of all my favorite breakfast foods in front of me, and I just give her a big smile and dig in. You ready yet? Oh, the dulcet howl from my best friend comes from somewhere in the house 10 minutes later. What would I do without him in my life? Almost. Aunt Beth is trying to gorge me on food, and I can't be rude and leave anything behind. I say, shoving a forkful of food into my mouth. Mom, you know she doesn't need to eat the same amount as me, right? I'm going to have to roll her to school. He throws my way, walking towards the fridge like he isn't going to grab a plate full of food and wolf it down. Did you just call me fat? I took a swipe at him from my seat, but he's fast as F asterisk CK. And I missed. I will remind you, sir, that I train just as much as you. My body just isn't predestined to be godlike with rock-solid muscles stacked on more muscles. So, you're saying I'm hot, and we should go out sometime? He leans on the doorframe of the kitchen as he slings his backpack over his shoulder while simultaneously shoveling food into his face. I can't deny that my best friend is hot. He is one of the best-looking guys I have ever seen, and there are a lot of good-looking guys here. I'm pretty sure it's a genetic trait for werewolves. With his chocolate hair and a strategically messy flop on the top of his head, like he ran his fingers through it but didn't bother to fix it. His light caramel eyes can draw you in and almost make you miss his full lips. His over 6-foot stature screams, I will keep you safe, or I will F asterisk CK you up, depending on who it's directed at. But I will never say any of that to him out loud. His ego doesn't need the boost. But I have never felt the hormonal pull to him either. He is my brother for all intents and purposes, and we are super close. But that's it. Copyright 2024 by Miss L. Wrights and Ember Mantle Productions. Are you kidding? One of your Luna wannabes would slit my throat in my sleep. And now that you're 18, they're so much worse. I grimace and pretend to vomit. Are those girls still giving you a hard time, honey? Aunt Beth, it's fine. They would give me a hard time, even if we were destined mates. I pretend to gag. Again, they don't like me because I'm human and beneath them, but I somehow have the attention of their fearless future alpha. Besides, no one's tried to hit me with anything in a long time. It's just stupid girls with stupid insults. I roll my eyes like it doesn't bother me as I push Jeremiah's big ass out of the house so we can head to our first day of senior year. What I won't tell her is that the insults have gotten worse recently. Apparently, having dead parents and being a human in a werewolf pack wasn't enough to work with. Now, I'm a SL asterisk T who sleeps around with all of Jeremiah's friends behind his back, even though we have never dated and never will. We have known each other from birth, literal birth. We have the same birthday, and were born in the same hospital. Our moms have been best friends since college. They graduated together and opened a studio that taught yoga and women's self-defense. My mom took over the studio when Aunt Beth met Uncle James and became the Luna of the pack, which takes a ton of time. Aunt Beth kept the studio for me, and I work there a couple days a week. I help train, and the manager is teaching me about the inner workings of the business so I can take over someday. It's the one thing that my mom left to me that I feel the most connected to her. They started this from nothing and taught both humans and werewolves. It's a legacy that I really want to keep going, no matter what I do with my life. You still plan on leaving for school next year? Jeremiah asks, not looking at me from the driver's seat of his muscle car. I couldn't tell you what it is, but sleek matte black, big and beefy with an engine that growls. We have had this conversation so many times over the last year that I don't know what else to say to him. Yes, Joe, I have to go. You're going to really start alpha training, and I am a human, so it's not like I am looking for a mate. I mean, it wasn't you, and I don't know how anyone else will ever compare. I say dramatically, putting the back of my hand on my forehead. And right now, I don't have any other useful purpose in the pack. You know how strange that was, right? Everyone waiting to see if we were mates. I mean, don't get me wrong, you are amazing and beautiful, but you're my twin sister. He shudders dramatically, and I just laugh at him. You are such a weirdo. You ready for this year, though? I mean, there are a lot of expectations now. Everything is starting to feel real. Ready as I'll ever be, I guess. He shrugs. We already have a bunch of trips planned to visit with other pack alphas, so I can start building relationships with them. At least I'm not the only new alpha. There are 2 more in our alliance, which helps. I won't be the odd man out and just treated like a stupid kid all by myself. I laugh at him, but I get it. The visiting alphas can be patronizing to younger wolves. It's a hierarchy thing, but some of them, like some of our pack members, think that their species, rank, and position make them automatically better and allowed to behave anyway and say anything they want with no retaliation. We pull up to the school and into Jer's parking spot, and of course the B** TCH entourage is here waiting. Oh, your fan club is here to make sure you don't break a nail on your way to classes. I sing song. Shut up, he growls, taking a deep breath before getting out. These girls are ruthless in their pursuit of him, and many of them are 18 like us and know for a fact that he isn't their mate, but they still pursue him like he's available. I mean, he's not a saint by any stretch of the imagination. None of his crew is. They are actually kind of **res. According to Tommy, it was to practice so they could be good for their mates. But since our birthday when he came of age and is able to sense his mate, I don't think I have seen Joe with another girl. I don't think his wolf will let him. They are game on for their mate, and only their mate. Too bad, none of the B** TCH brigade got the memo. His lack of attention brought on more rumors about him slumming around with me. But I could at least shut those down pretty fast when I reminded them that means he chose me, not them. They changed tactics pretty fast. We both got out of the car, and I had to fight the crowd that surrounded him just to get by. But he has never left me hanging, no matter how mean some of these girls can be, and now is no exception. I do love that he doesn't baby me or fight my fight for me. He knows that would be more detrimental. I can actually fight for myself, and I have the attitude to match. He just keeps the troll from getting in my way or holding me up from classes. Kennedy, let's go, girl. The guys are waiting. He wraps his arm around my neck and leads me away. What am I going to do without you here to see block for me? See, you can't go away to college. I need you here. First, that is your mate's job. So chop chop and find her already so I can pass the torch. Second, you know I want to go. I can't be a burden anymore. I want to do right by my parents and Aunt Beth and Uncle James. I need to be able to support myself. I can't rely on you guys forever. That is a lie and you know it. You had better rely on me forever. I fully plan to rely on you, warrior. He tries to look stern, but his handsome face doesn't really do the look if he isn't actually angry. And you know Mom is never letting you go. She's plotting just as hard as I am to keep you here. Before I can reply, the rest of the guys walk up looking like a Magic Mike runway show before all the clothes come off. Not gonna lie, I might have drooled a bit, but what do you expect when all of my friends are hot as F***? Too bad none of them are my type, and I'm not their mate. And I have tested all the waters, except Jeremiah. It's just an unspoken rule that none of us bring it up or discuss it at all. Ben is our dark-haired, tattooed, and broody beta. Tommy is our fun, loving delta, and Jason, our blonde surfer boy gamma. They're all tall and wide like Ja, with Adonis muscles crammed into 2 tight shirts. I always wonder if that's on purpose or if they just can't be bothered to find clothes that fit. They all do the bro hug thing as we meet up, and each one gives me a hug and kiss on the head or cheek. It's all very public and very much on purpose after last year. Kennedy. Hey Kennedy, looking good, girl. I think you get hotter every time I see you. Tommy, you saw me yesterday at training when I kicked your ass. I didn't actually kick his ass. I just didn't get beat and gave him a run for his money. That's better every time too. He closes his eyes and smiles, and we all just laugh. You are so stupid. I say to our future Delta. Does that line work on any girls? I save my best lines for you, until I find my mate, of course. Then I won't need any lines. She will love me no matter what. He puts his hand on his heart. Lucky girl. I pretend to vomit on Jason, who just laughs. You're lucky the moon goddess is going to force someone to be with you forever. Otherwise, I don't know if anyone would put up with you that long. Ben huffs a laugh. I don't know if I have ever seen our tough-as-nails friend really show any emotion outwardly. He's actually a really nice guy, when you get to know him, but to the outside world, he's stern and quiet. But he seems to make that look work based on the amount of girls that try and get him to open up, so determined to fix him or save him. I don't think he's broken, just reserved. His mate will be the only person he shows that side to. We head into the school ready to start the first day of our senior year. The first week of classes were about as expected. Mean girls say mean things, but the guys don't let it go too far. They don't step in right away like they used to. When I first got here, it was a big deal that I was human and best friend with the alpha son, and no matter what race, species, or supernatural powers you have, teenagers can just be assholes. So the guys would jump in to protect me, but that just made things worse. It made me a bigger target to pick on because I was perceived as being weak, an easy target. I struggled to even just get out of bed after the accident. The kids at school didn't help. Jeremiah used to drag me to training to get me out of the house. It'd give me an outlet when my depression morphed into the anger stage of grieving. One day at training, a girl got extra rough after she got laughed at. A prank she tried to set on me backfired, and she ended up with syrup on her pants for part of the day. She decided to retaliate publicly. Since I was human, she assumed I wouldn't know how to really fight, even though I train with all of them every day. Her first mistake. She also thought she wouldn't have to put a lot of effort in because, again, I was human and she was a wolf, and there's no comparison. Her second mistake. I beat her severely, and since then I have been training with the guys as a future warrior, as well as training self-defense at my mom's studio. There are things I can't do, like shift into an enormous beast, but I still train with them even when they are in their wolf form. It has made me faster and more aware. I think the guys go easy on me, but the jealous girls do not. My skill set is varied and probably better because of that. I have also been working with the trainers on using my other senses to enhance them like any other muscle. I have found I'm really good at tracking and hiding from trackers, even though a wolf's sense of smell is very strong. I can even fool Jeremiah, who is one of the strongest with alpha blood. So, what exactly is this meeting about? I mean, all the alliances are good, right? Tommy asks Ja as they're circling each other in the sparring ring after school. I think it's more about getting me and the other future alphas ready to take over. You know, meeting the other alphas, establishing relationships, that kind of thing. I've known most of these guys my whole life, so it won't be too bad. Mostly a formality. Jeremiah dodges a series of punches, but doesn't respond quick enough because he talks with his hands and is taken out with a leg swipe, and he hits the ground hard, recovers and rolls before Tommy can land another kick. Ja pushes Tommy's foot away, causing him to stumble and stands to take the offensive. Before they get too rowdy, Jason steps up and taps Tommy on the shoulder. Switching out to partner with Ja. We rotate frequently to work on his stamina. I went first and got a great right hook in, but I was taken out shortly after with a punch to the ribs. I may have heard a few crack, but I am not saying anything to them. The last time they thought they hurt me, no one fought against me for a month. I have been working with our main healer at the clinic on ways to heal faster and not get sick as often. Werewolves apparently have no issues with sickness or disease the way humans do, and they heal from broken bones in days and scrapes in a matter of hours. My human body needs more time, but the herbs and teas our healer has speeds up healing and takes away most of the soreness and pain. When do you leave? Jason asks as they continue to work around each other. Our resident surfer boy with sandy blonde hair and dark eyes. He's the sweet calm to Ben's military rigidity and Tommy's wild silliness. We take off tonight, so make sure you keep an eye on her. He pointed to me, and I almost spit out the water I was drinking. What are you talking about? Watch me. What do I need a babysitter for? You're going to be gone for the weekend. I'm trying to stay calm, but not doing a great job. I hate it when they get like this. You know, there have been rogue attacks up and down the southern borders. They haven't been too close to us, but now that I am in transition for the alpha title, we are vulnerable, and you will be a target for several reasons. The other new. Alphas have noticed a similar situation. It's just a precaution, I promise. What reasons are those exactly? I can't let the idea drop. He's been more obsessive in his protectiveness of me lately, and I don't know why. Something is going on, and I want to know what it is. You know I can, come on. He pleads, knowing where this conversation is going to lead. He can't focus on me for too long, though. Jason is still working his grappling skills, and they all use me as a distraction for Genope. I'm going to need you to spell that SH*T out for me. He huffs and looks around at the rest of the guys, like they're going to save him. They know better than to jump into this warpath, but they aren't running for the hills either. Fine. It can't happen again. I can't handle it. We can't handle it. He gestures at the guys. What? I enunciated his name. Can't happen again. You can't get taken again. He grits out through clenched teeth. Nothing happened last time. My voice is getting louder. They had me for all of 2 days. You have to get past this. Bullsh*T. You were targeted because of me. That can't happen again. I changed tactics. Who had to rescue me then? I'm fighting for a calm I don't feel. I can appreciate his feelings, but I do not have to put up with his stupid reactions to them. He takes a breath and halts his fight with Jason. You got yourself away, okay? I know that, we all know that, but that is beside the point. You are a human who is left. unguarded. He growled at me. The F asterisk CK? I was an Emma warrior with this pack. Anyone in my position, in my location, could have been taken. Or am I not good enough to hold that title anymore? Copyright 2024 by Miss L. Wrights and Ember Mantle Productions. You know you are, it just he grunts. I can't lose you. People know you are important to me, and they will target you because of that and the fact that you are human. He rubs his face. Ben and Jason and Tommy are important to you. Are you going to put a babysitting detail on them too? What? No, of course not. That's their job. They're just... He stutters again, knowing he's losing this argument. Just what? Guys? Werewolves? I shrug. I know you worry about me, but I'm not dumb enough to run into danger. So stop treating me like a fragile piece of glass. And what about your Luna? Are you going to put her under lock and key when you find her? I'd like to be around for that fight. But you are fragile. He jumps in front of me, grabs my shoulders and pulls me into his chest, locking my arms by my side in his control hold type hug. You are more fragile than we are. One of the new alphas was moving his mate to his pack, and her vehicle was attacked en route. She's okay, but a lot of people were hurt and she was held for ransom. She fought Ken, fought hard, and was still captured. I can't argue that they're less breakable than me. It's a scientific fact. And Aluna is the heart of her pack. It's the one thing that makes an alpha his strongest, but can also destroy him. He just seems to keep forgetting, I am not his Luna. I'll be fine. I mumble non-committal. Oh yeah? How are the ribs? Why? Don't try to lie. I felt them crack. I don't think they are broken, since you were able to yell at me, but that is my point. You are my sister and very, very important, and very much in need of the healer. He squeezes my side, and I wince. Let's go. No, I'll be fine in a couple days. Healer Gwen gave me something to speed up healing. I'll be good as new to beat your ass when you get back. We go now, or I'm mindling Mom. I gasp. Low blow. Come on, Ken. Let's get you checked out, and then he can buy all of us something to eat to guarantee you'll feel better. Tommy chimes in. He already has his stuff packed up and ready to go. We have been fighting longer than I thought when I look at the time. Here, Kennedy. Ben, hand me my bag. Well, I guess we're going then. I grudgingly follow them out to Jeremiah's car. I know if I stall too long, someone will just pick me up and throw me in like a toy. It was 2 small fractures, and the guys were sworn to secrecy about it. Aunt Beth tended to get very overprotective when I got hurt in any way. Worse than Jeremiah, and I always had bruises and scrapes. It was a wonder she let me train with the pack at all, but I think she knew I would find a way, and the guys, and probably Uncle James, would have fully supported the anarchy. I had also been taking classes with my mom for my whole life, so I wasn't accident-prone or weak, just human. I just tended to play hard, always have like I was part wolf myself. When we got back to the pack house, Aunt Beth had pizzas all lined up for us. Even though Tommy made us stop for burgers on the way back from the healer, all the guys rushed for the food. Aunt Beth walked up to me, while Uncle James and Delta Drake carried the bags outside. We'll be back in a couple days, hon. Aunt Beth hugs me, that worried look in her eyes. Seriously, I will be fine. Besides, I have the boy band to keep me company. I pour my thumb over my shoulder at Tommy, Ben, and Jason sitting at the island working on a pizza. You better go, so I can get over there. You know they won't leave me any. I hug her one more time. I walked over to the island and had to slap Tommy's hand away from the last slice of cheese pizza. He just giggled like a little kid. Big, strong arms wrapped around me from behind and squeezed me tight. Love you, Ken. I left a shirt in your room. Just in case. He whispers in my ear. Thanks. Love you too. I lean back into him and squeeze his massive arm with my hand. Then he was gone. Gone. Kennedy. So the cat's away. What are the mice going to do? Tommy taunts. This mouse has some homework to do, and the beta gave me something to test this weekend, so we are playing hide and seek. They all look up at that. Shocked faces tell me I'm going to have to work for my freedom. Not a good idea, Ken. You heard Jeremiah. He's going to lose his mind if he finds out we let you off in the woods by yourself. Ben tries to shut the idea down before we even start. It was your dad's idea? Come on, Ben. Please. No. Jason, help me out. It was an assignment from the beta. You can ask him yourself. I can guarantee that he would not assign you something the same weekend the Alpha, Luna, Gamma, Delta, and Jeremiah are all gone. Even he knows what Jeremiah will do if any of us allow that. And he'll be too busy running the pack for 2 days to supervise. Not a chance. I love you, Ken, but I like my balls more. He laughs. Ugh, Tommy? What do you say? If they're out, I'm out. You're a handful when you are in your testing SH*T mode. And it kind of makes my brain hurt. Really? Ugh, traitors. I figured as much, but it was worth a try. I'm gonna go change. Can we still do movie night? Or am I not allowed to do that? Either, since Jeremiah won't be present. I turn to leave before any of them can answer. It's not their fault, but I hate feeling like a prisoner. I clearly haven't done enough to prove myself. I'm just going to have to double the training. We are for sure watching a movie. Are you going to wear that sexy thing I got you for Christmas? Tommy hollers down the hall after me. I turn to give him an evil glare, but I break when he wiggles his eyebrows at me. Not a chance in hell, traitor. I smile at him. For your inability to grow a set and help me out, I'm going to wear a bunch of frumpy layers. I turn around to walk off to my room when I hear him mutter, layers are more fun. It's like unwrapping a present. Such a hornball. We didn't do much of anything all weekend, and I barely left my room, let alone the pack house. It was just easier than getting the third degree for trying to leave. I kept my space from the guys. The longer Jeremiah was gone, the more irritated I got at being a prisoner, and they didn't deserve that wrath. I got a call from Aunt Beth on Sunday. The rest of the guys got a mind link from Uncle James. I can't mind link because I'm not an official member of the pack. Our elders found some information that insinuated humans can't handle a pack connection and trying could kill me. So, naturally, Aunt Beth said absolutely not and won't even entertain the conversation. Something came up and they had to stay an extra day. It wasn't like her to be so vague, but maybe there were people around and the something wasn't common knowledge. I missed Jeremiah and the nightmares were getting worse. All the guys know it's just another thing we don't talk about. Ben stayed with me last night after we got the call. He didn't even ask or wait until I had the nightmare. He followed me into my room, wordlessly, and climbed into bed behind me, and just held me while I clung to Jer's shirt, inhaling the scent that has faded over the last 2 days. The nightmares seem to be worse when I don't expect Jer to be gone. None of us understand the connection that he and I have, but it really is like we're twins sometimes. We can feel each other's emotions and communicate without speaking or the mind link. It's just an innate ability. The worst part is I hadn't heard from Jeremiah at all in 2 days either. I don't know if we have ever gone more than 24 hours without talking or texting. Nothing feels wrong, but something has definitely changed. It's palpable in the air, and it's kind of freaking me out. School was rough Monday. Even with Ben soothing me, the nightmare was on a loop, and I couldn't seem to get it to stop or get myself out of it. We were both tired. He just did a better job of hiding it. I adopted his persona and made it silently through our morning workout in my first class. I was lost in my thoughts after exchanging my books in my locker for my second period class. Were you too busy entertaining last night? You look a little rough, but maybe that's the way you like it. Is that how you keep all those guys entertained? I hope they pay you well for the services, human. So witty, Janelle. I'm so glad to see that our education system hasn't been wasted on you. I didn't even look at her as I walked away. It was going to take her a few minutes to figure out. I called her stupid. Plenty of time to get to my next class. Are they still on that kick? Jason asked from the seat behind me, and I jumped. Damn ninja. Yep, it's an oldie but a goodie, and she really only brings that sh*t out when Joe's gone, and she has nothing better to talk about. Apparently you guys aren't scary enough to keep her away with your mere presence. You're gonna have to work on that. I give him a half-hearted smile. Well, at least your humor is still intact. But we gotta go. Now. Wait, what? We just got here, and class is about to start. He completely ignores me and stands up grabbing his backpack and mine. The F***CK? Mr. Jones, sorry to interrupt. Alpha needs us. It's urgent. He gestures his head to me, not breaking eye contact with our teacher. I will need confirmation of that, Jason, by the end of the day. Yes, sir, is his only reply as he pulls me up by the arm and basically drags me out of the school. What the hell, Jason? Where's the fire? Alpha said come to the pack house now and to bring you. The rest of the guys are already there. We jump in his car and head over to the pack house, really fast, and Jason's not usually the panic guy. Jason, what is going on? Is everyone okay? Now my brain is going 100 miles a minute thinking something bad happened to Aunt Beth or Jeremiah or even Uncle James. Jason, talk to me, what's going on? I'm freaking out over here. He finally looks at me. What happened? I'm on the verge of tears, and I don't even know what happened. Copyright 2024 by Miss L. Wrights and Ember Mantle Productions. Oh, **T. Sorry, Ken, I didn't even think. No, everyone is okay, I guess. I wasn't told that anyone was hurt, and he usually leads with that. Alpha James said that they have news, and we need to get there quickly. That's it, I swear. I look out the window, willing my tears not to fall until I know what is going on. The 10-minute drive felt like forever, and I couldn't get my heart to beat at a normal rate. I just have to see them, then it will all be okay. That's what I keep telling myself as we drive up, and I see all the familiar cars in the driveway. There's also an unfamiliar car, a sleek white SUV. I jump out of Jason's car before it is even in park and run through the front door and not bother and close it. I have worked myself up, and I need to see my brother before I lose my mind. I trample through the house and straight toward the voices I hear in the common room. Then I see him, and I have eyes for no one else. Ja, I whisper out, and he turns to me with the biggest smile on his face. He looks so happy to see me. I run straight at him and jump into his arms without even thinking, wrapping my legs around his waist. I bury my face in his neck and inhale, feeling calm immediately. Then a loud, menacing growl sends a shudder around the whole room, and Jeremiah lets me go, just drops me to the floor, and turns away. I land in a heap on my butt. I am stunned. He's never dropped me before, not outside training anyway. Who the F asterisk CK is that? A female voice I don't recognize snarls. I can't see her behind Jeremiah's big frame, and everyone else has moved to stand next to him. What's going on? I ask all the backs facing me, finally pulling myself together enough to get off the floor and stand upright. I'm ignored by everyone. My heart rate spikes again. Something is very, very wrong. I will not ask again, Jeremiah. Her voice is on the higher side and demanding. I can feel her power from here, but it doesn't seem to bother me. My body just knows it's there, and she's using her aura, meaning she's high-ranking. It's nothing, really. This is my best friend, Kennedy. Kennedy, this is my mate, Raina. He finally turns around to look at me, but I don't know if he even sees me. His warm chocolate eyes look between her and I can tell he is already in love. Completely infatuated with her, and my heart sinks. His smile isn't for me, it's for her. She is staring daggers at me with her emerald green orbs. She is perfect, like literally perfect. Her symmetrical face is angular, almost like a fairy, and she is tall and lean with generous curves in all the right places. Her raven black hair falls in loose waves around her, hitting her mid-back. Her olive skin is radiant, and the soft pink tracksuit she has on makes her look athletic instead of like a lazy traveler. She is gorgeous and looks amazing standing next to my best friend. I choose to ignore the insult of him ignoring and dropping me and focus on my friend's excitement. Your mate? No way. Joe, this is amazing. I go to give him another hug, and she growls at me again. It takes everything in me to pull my hands back and not hug him. I just clench my fists at my sides, looking around awkwardly. The whole room had gone silent watching the exchange. I want to be excited for my friend, but this is not what I expected at all. I don't know what I thought would happen, but it wasn't this. Tommy breaks the tension and introduces himself. Hello, Raina. It's nice to meet you. I'll be your Delta. This is Jason, your future Gamma, and Ben, your future Beta. Kennedy is one of our warriors, too. He points me out, and I wish he wouldn't. She was calming down, but that tension is back the instant he says my name. I'm just gonna go. Raina, it was nice to meet you. I turned to leave as quickly as I could, ignoring protests. I had no idea where I was going to go. I lived here, and she was going to stay here, and eventually live here, and she clearly doesn't like that I have a friendship with Jeremiah. I head out the front door. Did she even know about me, that we were friends? Or did he try to hide me? Is he ashamed of me, his human friend, now that he has his mate? I've never felt so unwelcome in the pack house before. The foreign feeling is not setting well with me. I feel sick. I don't know what that will mean for us. I never once considered what would happen if his mate didn't like me or want me around. I just assumed she would fit into our group, not replace me in it. It feels like my heart is breaking, just like when I lost my parents and I really need to catch my breath and hit something hard. I was walking aimlessly, but now I had a course. I needed to get to the training grounds and work out my frustrations and confusion on some weights and a punching bag. I could feel Ben and Jason following, which means Tommy isn't too far behind. They're here to babysit me, to make sure I don't do anything that would make Jeremiah upset. The thought makes me more angry. I know he is the future alpha, but why is it always about what he wants and needs from me? Why can't we think about what I need? I change into some spare clothes from my locker and wrap my hands to hit the bags, letting every insecure thought run through my head, fueling my fire. The three guys are outside the changing room, waiting for me. Tommy goes to say something, but I just hold my hand up and shake my head. I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want excuses or placating neutral thoughts. I don't think I could listen to anything rational. I just need to beat the SH*T out of something. Kennedy walking into the gym and flipping on the lights, I, at least, think to warm up a little first. I crank some angry rock music, grab a speed rope, and start jumping to get my blood flowing and my muscles warm, still letting the rampant negative thoughts run wild. Weak, orphan, alone, replaced, unwanted. Just a repeating loop. Every time the rope hit the floor, a new word would pop up. Once I had a decent sweat going, I moved over to the heavy bag, checked my wrapped hands, and started running through our usual hitting warm-up. Then I just started wailing on the bag, adding in kicks and full body movements, until I couldn't feel my limbs anymore. I stopped when I couldn't push my body any further and leaned my forehead on the bag, breathing hard. My weak human self doesn't have the same natural stamina my werewolf friends do. Another wave of irritation washes over me. Not enough, my internal voice taunts me. Ben walks up next to me in his own workout gear and hands me a water bottle. Did you get it all out? I didn't realize he stayed. He's sweaty too, so at least I didn't keep him from his workout today by being stuck babysitting me again. For now, but that's only because I can't feel my arms. I roll my eyes at him. You've been at it for 3 hours, I would hope so. I don't know if I've ever seen you move like that. You're getting stronger and faster. Apparently your anger is your secret weapon. He winks at me, but the amusement doesn't last long. Well, I guess it's good at least one of you noticed, finally. I scrunch my eyes together and take a deep breath. I'm sorry, we didn't deserve that. I'm not angry at you. You're just here. I sit down on the bench next to the bag, and he follows suit. That I see movement out of the corner of my eye and notice Tommy and Jason coming closer. They stayed too? I'm interrupting their night. Now I do feel a little bad. They really should be getting to know their new Luna and hanging out with Is it safe to approach? Or am I going to lose the jewels? Tommy tries for a joke, pointing to his most prized possession. Shut up. You'll be fine. I roll my eyes and almost smile, but I'm not there yet. But will you? Ben asks, and all I can do is shrug my shoulders. We haven't talked for 2 days. We've never not talked for 2 days. What if she tells him he can't see me, or talk to me, or be friends with me? What if she kicks me out of the pack house? I take another drink. I'm not going to make him choose, because he wouldn't choose me. He couldn't choose me, I know that. Mates are special, and once in a lifetime. I let the tears fall, and I try to keep down the hurt and panic that has been bubbling under the surface since Jason pulled me out of class. He didn't even tell her about me. I know that shouldn't be a big deal, but I'm his human, female, best friend living in his house. That's not normal on any level, and he didn't even tell her. You could see the surprise on her face. He's never been ashamed of me before, but it's never mattered before either. Maybe her pack isn't as tolerant of humans. And she was pissed. I hugged him, pissed I was near him at all. She isn't going to accept me in their lives, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't get in between them, but I can't just stay there and watch him pull away from me slowly. That will kill me. Ben wraps his arm around my shoulder and pulls me into him. I rest my head on his shoulder, just letting the tears stream now, looking in front of me, but not really seeing anything. Jason sits on my other side and holds my hand, and Tommy kneels in front of me. Ken, we'll figure this out. You're important to him, you know that. A new mate bond can be overwhelming, and I'm sure he isn't thinking totally clearly. Tommy squeezes my other hand. That much I figured out on my own. What am I supposed to do? In the meantime, though, I can't wait forever for him to pull his head out of his ass. And you guys will eventually find your mates and do the same thing. A fresh wave of tears starts to fall. I close my eyes and lean my head back on the wall, willing them to stop. We would never leave you hanging, you know that. Jason leans into me. I knew that about Jeremiah too, and look where that got me. I take a deep breath and let it out slowly, opening my eyes to look at the ceiling. I just need to train more, keep myself busy until I can get out of here, go to college, and do the normal human thing. We all knew this was coming. I just didn't expect it to be so sudden and suck so bad. I move to stand up, but Ben holds me back. This isn't forever, just give him some time. And stop trying to run away. I'll try, but I'm also not going to stand around being growled at. And I'm not running away. We all needed space. What I don't say is that I will also be mentally preparing to cut ties with all of them, if that's what makes their lives easier. I just wore my sweaty gym clothes home, wadding in my street clothes. I didn't come prepared, so I have no shower stuff with me, and the disheveled hot mess look is a good representation of how I feel right now. Now, anyway, the guys insist on walking me back. I try not to let it irritate me, because it still feels like I'm being babysat. They leave me at the door, though, which is a relief. I walk into the kitchen from the back patio door. I thought I was being smart and would be able to slip into my bedroom unnoticed, but I was wrong. F***CK Kennedy. I jump and grasp my sweaty tank top like it will slow my racing heart. Then take a deep breath and compose myself. Where have you been? I was worried. You just ran out and left your phone and everything here. Jeremiah jumps up from his seat at the island, moving to come to me. Is he angry at me? Why does he look angry? He has no right to be angry at me for putting distance in a stressful situation so everyone could calm down. I ignore him and walk to the fridge to grab a bottle of water. I open it and take a long pull before I turn to answer him. She's in here with him. I can smell her perfume, and I will not have anything that can be misconstrued as a fight with him in front of her. I won't give her any other reason to tell him to stay away from me. I was training, and I had an entourage of sentinels with me. Did you not think to check in with any of the guys? They could have told you where we were. Or let's be honest, you're my best friend and should be able to guess where I would go to blow off some steam. I let my irritation bleed into my words. They all blocked me. I thought something might have happened. He scrubs his hands over his face before looking back at me. I look at him like he's stupid, because he is right now. Something did happen, and he completely iced me out. You know them better than that. If something was really wrong, they would have linked you. Also, if you really thought something happened, just sitting around waiting wasn't your best move, Alpha. As it was, you put them on babysitting duty before you left, and they seem to think that since your brain is 100% preoccupied, that assignment is not over. I needed a workout. That's where I was, the gym. Now I need a shower. And pack a bag, but I don't say that out loud. I told Ben I would call him to come get me, so I could stay with him. To his credit, he didn't argue. I try to walk past ya, but he catches my wrist and stops me. Another low growl from the other side of the island, and I press my lips into a line, but keep my face away from both of them until I'm sure I can school my features. I can't show irritation or disrespect to the future Luna. Kennedy, why are your hands bleeding? He asks softly, but his own irritation is bubbling under the surface, barely controlled. I stop trying to pull away and look back at my hand, confused, noticing that my knuckles bled through the wraps I didn't bother taking off. None of the other guys said anything about it, and I know they noticed too. F asterisk curs, they could have warned me. They knew he would ask. That's why. They didn't follow me in, they knew he would stop me. I did some work on the bags. I didn't even notice until now. I shrug it off, showing a calm I'm nowhere near feeling. I really need to go and clean up. I haven't slept well the last couple days, and it's starting to hit now. And I have some injuries to bandage too, apparently. I finally look him in the eyes, and a moment passes. I try to pull my wrist free, but he holds tighter. Let me go, I whisper. There's so much meaning in those 4 words that tears fill my eyes again, but I don't look away. He needs to get it. I'm making this choice. I have to pull away now, quickly, not slowly and resentfully over time. His face falls, and he pulls me into a tight hug, and I wrap my arms around him, grasping his shirt because my hands don't reach around his massive waist, and let the tears fall, soaking his shirt. If this is the last time I'll get to hug him, I'm going to make it count. I can feel my heart breaking and pounding away in my chest. I'm sure he can too. A menacing growl comes from behind him, and I realize for the first time it doesn't scare me like it should. She is his mate and future Luna. Her growl should stop me in my tracks, and I find it really just brings me back to reality, like someone clearing their throat. I pack that thought away in the figured-out tomorrow pile on my head and nod into his chest, taking a deep breath of his comforting scent before pulling back. I put my hands on his firm chest and looked him in the eyes. Jeremiah, let me go. I say it sternly, but not mean. He needs to let this happen. She has later claimed, I am not wanted here, and I'm trespassing. I may not be a werewolf, but I understand being territorial. Never, is all he says. His arms tighten around my waist, making this harder than it needs to be. I clench my jaw. I have to fight these tears. She won't see me cry anymore. Well, it's not only your decision to make anymore. You are now a package deal, and you need to consult your other half before you go making promises. I pat his chest twice, trying for light banter and a smile. Another growl, and this time a huff. It's possible she's agreeing with me, but I've only heard her say about 5 words altogether, so I'm not sure. I push off of him, and this time, he lets me step away. I'll see you tomorrow at school, I guess. Unless that's not a thing you do anymore. I don't really know how this works, I guess I'll just see you around. I rub my hand across my forehead. I'm rambling at this point, and don't even know why I keep trying to talk. We have never been awkward, and that's all this is right now. I walk in the common room to grab my bag from where I dropped it earlier. My phone on the floor near it, just dropped haphazardly. No one touched it. Another feeling of sadness washed over me. Discarded and overlooked like my phone. Man, I hate this whole thing. I grab my stuff and make it to my room quickly before another wave of tears hits. Shower in record time. I pull on a sports bra and a pair of my comfy sweats. Out of habit, I reach for Jeremiah's t-shirt where it stays on my pillow. I stop halfway through putting it on, take a deep breath, and pull it back off. I close my eyes, steel myself, fold it, and set it on top of my dresser across the room. I have to start doing this without him. While I'm there, I pack a change of clothes for school tomorrow and a set of workout clothes for training. I will just spend as little time here as possible until we figure this out. Once I'm set, I text Ben to come pick me up. Kennedy, of course, a text isn't enough. Ben has to call with his response. Are you sure? Have you talked to Drew about this? He's going to be pissed if you leave and don't say anything. I do like living, you know. He doesn't get a choice, Ben. I don't want to be here right now, and I need a place to go. If he won't help me, I will call someone else. I'm getting angry the longer he tries to stall. I'm on my way. Just do me a favor and talk to him. You are important to him. Sure, whatever. I'll see you in a couple minutes. I mean to talk to him. Or what, Ben? I'm back to being angry. Great. Adding mood swings to the list of new emotions. I'll make you. He grunts, and I just hang up on him, too irritated for this right now. I walk my 2 bags downstairs and set them by the front door and grit my teeth. I need to say something to Aunt Beth, or she will tear this whole pack apart looking for me. Come to. Think of it. I didn't see her when we got here to meet Raina today. Weird. She probably would have made the whole introduction so much smoother. I follow sounds to the common room. It doesn't cross my mind to make myself known before I walk in. A moan and grunt, and then what the hell? A female screech pierces my ears. OSH*T. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I shield my eyes. I was just looking for Aunt Beth before I head out. I start to back out of the room as quickly as possible. Can't wait. Come back. I hear a ton of cloth rustling, and I move faster. Nope, not a chance. Continue. I will find her on my own. Sorry for the interruption. I continue down the hallway, heading for the door, fighting tears. It took less than an hour for him to be distracted enough to forget I'm even here. Important is no longer a word anyone gets to use when it comes to how Jeff feels about me. Can't stop. He's so fucking fast and right in front of me now, blocking my way to the front door. I slam my eyes closed. I'm not going to have his mate try to beat me up for looking at him naked. Where are you going? Why do you have a bag packed? And why are you looking for mom? Now he's worried? I mentally roll my eyes. I was going to tell her I was heading out. Are you dressed? I like my eyes where they are in my face. I don't need them ripped out. I squeezed my eyes tighter and ignored his other questions. Yes. He laughs. Now look at me and tell me where you're going. What's going on? You. I haven't been sleeping well. I'm going to go stay at Ben's, so I'm not a problem. What are you talking about? I left you my shirt. That usually works when I'm gone. And since when have you ever been a problem? Really? Are you that dense? The shirt isn't working anymore. I lied. And it became a problem when you found your mate, who you very obviously forgot to say anything to, because she didn't expect me based on the welcome I got when you brought her home. She doesn't want me here, and you aren't going to choose. I'm right here, you know. Don't talk about me like I'm not in the room. Her voice comes up close behind me. I close my eyes and take a deep breath in, then out. Don't get an attitude. Don't get an attitude. Don't get an attitude. I have to keep repeating to myself. This is not her fault. She's just as much a victim here as I am, and she has just as much, if not more right to be angry than I do. I still don't understand the problem. Jeremiah looks from her to me and back again. It's my turn to glare and growl, and I don't even have a wolf. Jer's eyes go wide, and he takes a step back from me. Hands up in a surrendering gesture. At least he's smart enough to know we are both pissed, even if he doesn't understand the problem. Why are boys so stupid? I don't yell, but my temper is getting harder and harder to control. I let out another sigh and decided to get this over with. I turn around. Raina, I'm Kennedy, Jeremiah's best friend, his female best friend. I live here, in the pack house. I gesture around me. I've been here for the last 3 years. My mom was his mom's best friend, and I'm here because my parents died 3 years ago. I still have nightmares from that day, and Jeremiah usually sleeps in my room with me. I get nothing else out when she launches herself at me, snarling and grabbing for my hair. She's strong, but I don't know if she trains much. Her movement is clumsy. We both fall back, and I take the brunt of both our weights before flipping us both over trying to gain the advantage. I don't want to hurt her, but I also don't want to get hurt by her. She's clawing at everything she can, and her legs are kicking wildly underneath me. She's snarling and growling, but having a hard time getting words out. You be asterisk, you can't have him. She yells as she swipes at my face with her nails and distracts me enough to shift our positions and move on top of me. I can feel the blood trickle down my face. She thinks I'm just a rando girl trying to claim her man. With all the time he has spent with her, even since she found out about me, he still never explained who I was. Jackass. Now I understand her frustration. I would find that shady too, and I'm fighting to get words out to reassure her while not letting her hurt me. I can only get a few choppy syllables uttered here and there while trying to hold her off. I don't have asterisk king want him, you crazy ass. He's like my brother. I grunt as she gets a good punch to my stomach. But you would know that if you two spent just as much time talking as you do F asterisk king. Now stop trying to claw my eyes out. That made her pause long enough for me to thrust my hips and flip her on her back. I have her wrists in my hands and finally get them pinned above her head. She's still flailing as I'm straddling her torso, leaning in almost nose to nose. We are both panting, but she's slowly stopped fighting me. Maybe she realized I'm not trying to hurt her back or my words are sinking in. Whatever, it's working. Stop trying to kill me. He's like my brother. I say again, breathing hard, now that I seem to have some of her attention. He should have told you about me, and to be honest, a heads up about you would have been nice. But sometimes these boys aren't the brightest. I roll my eyes and finally looked up at him, just staring at us, and noticed we have a whole audience. Oh goddess, that is so F asterisk king hot. How did you get so lucky? Tommy slaps Jeremiah on the back and bites down on his lower lip. Such a perv. So all 4 of you assholes just stood there and let us fight? You weren't concerned for your best friend or your future Luna hurting each other. We should beat the SH asterisk T out of all of you instead. Ben and Jason roll their eyes. Then Ben walks over. You two get out of your system. He reaches his hand out to me. Maybe. I raise an eyebrow looking back at her, slowly releasing her arms and sitting back, straddling her waist, waiting for her to take a cheap shot. Nothing comes so. I take his offered hand. Jason helps Raina up. I fix my clothes and run my fingers through my hair, not looking at anyone. I'm ready, Ben. Let's go. They need to talk and decide if this is something she can deal with. I don't want to walk away, but an alpha needs his Luna. In this case, she is more important. My friendship with Jeremiah is solely in her hands. If she says no, then that's it for now at least. I start walking toward the front door. I set my jaw. I will not cry again. I have said my piece, and I can only hope she believes my words. This is for Jeremiah to explain and fix if he wants to keep me in his life. He has to make her see what he and I are, and she has to believe it's not romantic. Copyright 2024 by Miss L. Wrights and Ember Mantle Productions. Wait, don't go. Her voice is sweet but confident, and I don't know if I could do this. I shake my head and keep moving. Please, we should talk. I keep looking at the door. I really do need to try and sleep. That wasn't a line. Don't make this any harder for me. Please. I need to go. My plea came out barely audible to my own ears, but I know they can hear me. It is getting harder to breathe. But you live here, she's right behind me whispering. I know the guys can hear us though, that I keep my eyes locked in the door. Each breath is controlled in and then out. Yep, for now, and soon you will too. I need to learn how to work through the nightmares and bullsh asterisk tea on my own anyway, but this was kind of a shock. I bend over and grab my bags, my hands still sore from my impromptu workout earlier. She stops me, her hand on mine. The first tear falls. I shake my head side to side. My heart is breaking. Let's go put these away and we can get to know each other. It seems like we will be spending a lot of time together. She pulls on my hand, holding the strap to my duffel bag. It wasn't anything harsh or controlling, but something in me just snapped, and I don't have the energy to fight her anymore. There go my tears again, stupid emotions. She takes my bag and slides her gentle hand on my upper arm, turning me around. I sling my backpack on my shoulder, eyes down, just focusing on putting one foot in front of the other. We both walk up the stairs to head back to my room. Raina, right behind me, without a backwards glance at the guys. Jeremiah breathes. I just shake my head and keep walking. I think your girls just left you hanging. I hope you finished whatever you started in here, brother. Otherwise, you're going to sleep with some blue balls. Tommy is always the charmer, but the rest of the guys laugh as well. We get to my room, and I drop my bag by my desk and take a deep breath before I turn around. I move to take my duffel from her and drop it next to my school bag. Were you really just going to leave? No fight at all. She seems appalled. He's my brother, not my boyfriend. I'm kind of getting tired of saying that. There's never been anything like that between us. I may be human, but I've known him my whole life, and we are tight. I understand how mates work, how integral they are. He's an alpha, and an alpha needs his Luna. There's nothing more important than that for the future of the pack. I'm not getting in the way of that out of selfishness. So yes, I was going to leave because you don't want me near him. You don't want me here. I rub my face and go to sit on my bed and pat the place next to me. I've never once run at my brother like that. I'm usually more inclined to throw something at him. This has the effect of breaking the tension as I let out a strangled laugh. But how close are you and your brother? In age, I mean. 6 years difference. He's 26, I'm 20-inch. I nod. Jack and I are the same age, literally. We were born on the same day in the same hospital. That's how close our moms were. My mom was visiting and they both went into labor at the same time. We were more like twins, basically raised that way. She nods. That explains a few things then. Not why he sleeps in your room, but we'll get to that. What about the other guys? What about them? I'm trying to get my breathing under control now that she isn't growling at me. I have a headache from all the crying too. Oh, come on. There's no way you left all of them alone. That much hotness and no mate yet. And they're all so protective over you. You're close with all of them. Anyone can see it. What are you talking about, no mate yet? I'm human. Do you know the odds of me being mated to someone? I can't even be inducted into the pack because the elders think it will kill me. I'm sure being marked would be just as bad. I chose to skip her other statement. I don't know her that well. I don't think I've ever heard that before. We don't have any humans in our pack right now, though, so I'm not sure how that works. No idea. But Aunt Beth won't even entertain the idea. So I'm a human in a werewolf pack with no actual connection to the pack, living with the Alpha's family, but not blood-related. I say darkly. So I believe you've never had any romantic interest in Jeremiah. It's written all over your face. She giggles, like an actual little girl. But you avoided my other question. That means you have given the other guys a test drive. She winks, and I look at the door. Sure, someone is probably listening. Test drive is a strong phrase. I try to dodge. Oh, give it up. I need to know these guys, and I will get some of that in my own time here, but I want to know what kind of team the god has put around my alpha. How they treat a woman can be a big indicator of the type of people they are. She giggles again. My alpha. Her brain has already made the switch. They're all great, but I might be biased. I shrug and smile. So which one are you dating right now? I feel like each one would bring something different. Who was your first? Kennedy, my eyes go wide. First what? Still dodging. I'm sure they all talk, but it's not something we talk about out loud as a group. Yes. I knew it. Who? Was your first kiss? Huh, don't play dumb. Any red-blooded non-mated woman would be a complete moron for not taking whatever they were offering. And you are beautiful, and they have definitely noticed. Who was your first kiss? Jason. I cover my face. I don't know why I was embarrassed to tell her. It was nice, and he was so sweet with me, and everyone was around for that one. But just the one, during a game of spin the bottle. Not something any of us talk about, really. What about Tommy? He doesn't seem like the type to stop at kissing. But I also don't get the feeling you slept with him. I shake my head no, and she smiles like the Cheshire Cat. Yes. How far did you let it go? What are you, a mind reader? I sit there, and she just looks at me expectantly. It must be the alpha blood. She's just used to getting her way. I finally cave. Far enough. Look, the guys and I really don't talk about this stuff. I don't know how much they've said to Ja, And I don't want him to get weird with me if he doesn't know and finds out. Or getting in a fight with them. He's super protective, if you haven't noticed. I stare again at her, and she just stares back, lifting an eyebrow. She just waits? Damn patience. Fine. It was during a 7 minutes in heaven game and didn't mean anything. I looked down at my lap, twisting my fingers together. Oh, but it did. Look at your face. How many times did he make you orgasm? He seems like a more than one kind of guy. Were they your first? Ever? Seriously, this is so weird. I scrub my hands over my face. She shoves me playfully, and I almost fall off my bed. How many times? Her smile is infectious. I can see why Jeremiah would love her even without the mate bond. Twice in 7 minutes? Using what? Just his hand. I shrug again, giving up on holding out on her. She's clearly going to push for information until I give up anyway, and it's nice to have a girl to talk to. Also my first from someone who is not myself. And yes, I had S**X with Ben. I didn't want to give my V card to just anyone, and I wanted to have some kind of idea of how it all worked. He was super gentle and patient with me. He's not a small guy. And again, I don't know if Jen knows. He probably does, but it's not something I discuss. So hot. She rubs her hands together. Not nearly as hot as when I walked in it downstairs a little bit ago. Did he forget other people live here, or was that like a mate bond thing where you get horny all of a sudden and have to F*** right where you are? I was kind of joking, but it's her turn to blush. Maybe a little of both. I mean, I didn't know you lived here and his parents are still at the meeting. They'll be back in the morning, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. And it is kind of hard to keep my hands to myself when he's around. You've seen him. Do you really talk to him every day? She's blushing, but there's a little tone of disbelief in her voice. Productions? Yeah, we have for as long as I can remember. Always checking in before school and before bed back. Well, before. Now we're at the same school and I train with them, so I'm with almost all the guys every day. Knock knock. Is it safe? I would like to be able to have kids someday, Ken. My door cracks open and my best friend stands in the frame, but waits for me to give him the okay. We're fine, Ja. We just had to fill in some gaps you missed because you were a moron and let your D***CK take over thinking for you. He huffed a laugh and walked in with 2 mugs, set them down on the side table, and climbed on my bed behind Raina. I brought tea, thought it might help. We have an early start tomorrow. We all need to sleep. He can't keep his hands to himself either, and it's really cute watching him wrap her up in his arms. Her dark hair frames her heart-shaped face, contrasting with his light blonde hair. She leans back into his embrace. What's tomorrow? I asked, confused, grabbing for the cup of tea. It's a blend that the healer made when I told her I was still having nightmares and nothing else is working. We were traveling to my pack, so Jeremiah can meet my brother. He's the alpha, but was dealing with another urgent matter, so my dad and I went to the meeting in his place. I'm glad you did. He nuzzles her neck, and I can hear his wolf purr. Okay, please don't have S**X in my room. You have your own for those extracurricular activities. I slap his leg. Thank you for the tea. I should be good. Did the guys leave already? I didn't even think to say goodbye. I'm trying to rush them out. As cute as it is, I have heard that new mates escalate from light touching to F***king quickly. And that isn't something I want to see, no matter how hot my best friend and his new mate are. Nah, they're all in the media room. We figured it would be easier for everyone if we all just left from here in the morning. Why do you all have to go? I'm still learning all the nuances of pack politics, but the thought of all of them being gone makes my heart sink. We are all going, you included. When an alpha travels for more than just a couple days, usually his team goes as well as long as someone is here to run the pack, and Beta Daniel is still here, and my parents will be back tomorrow too. What does any of that have to do with me? I'm sure that Raina would like to have another female along. Traveling with all males all the time can't be fun. Besides, you're one of my warriors and my best friend. I would like you there when I have to meet Raina's brother. Is that code for you're afraid of my brother? Raina laughs at him. Yes, Luna. He growls in her ear. No sass from you. She's always the buffer when there's too much testosterone in the room. Kennedy has actually been to several meets with me. She's really good with all the small talk, and she remembers everything. It's very handy. It doesn't hurt that she's beautiful and typically earns attention. Quickly. And your brother has the biggest pack territory and is one of the most notoriously dangerous alphas. Not to mention I'm about to take his sister away. I need all the help I can get. I ignore the backhanded distraction comment and ask, wait, what pack are you from? Dark Moon. My eyebrows shoot up. Even I have heard of them. I can't remember the alpha's name, but he is ruthless from what I have heard. He takes over weak packs and eliminates alphas like I go to school and turn in assignments. Relax, he's not that scary. Maybe for you, he loves you. For the rest of the world, he's intimidating. If the situation was reversed and someone came and told me they were Kennedy's mate and she's packing her stuff and leaving today, I would probably try to beat the SH**T out of them. Mate bond or not. I laugh with Raina and then stop and stare at him. A thought just occurred to me. Is that why no one here tries to date me? Because you told them you'd beat the SH**T out of them? Not exactly, but pretty close to being accurate. We may have insinuated that you could handle yourself, and we would take care of whatever was left over. Good to know there's a we to yell at. I look at Raina. How far is the drive to your pack? I need to make sure I have enough topics to yell at them for over the whole drive. She giggles again, and Jeremiah blanches, knowing I'm not lying. He only calms when she turns her head and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Okay, go. You two are making me nauseous. I will see you in the morning. They both get up to leave and make it to the door when Jit turns. Do you need a shirt? I can grab one. I still have the one you gave me a couple days ago. I should be good. I have to start weaning sometime. And just like that, we're back to being weird. Even with a little history, I don't know how Raina will feel about him giving clothes that smell like him to me. Let me know if you need me, all right? I just nod my head. There's no way I'm yelling for him with his mate here, that I fall asleep more quickly than I have in the last 3 nights. But I'm not sure if that's from him being back in the pack house or being so tired I had no choice. That was where the good night ended, though. Screeching tires rattle my ears. Acrid burning rubber singes my nose. Blood slicked everywhere. Screams from all around me. This time, it's not my parents with me, though. It's Jeremiah and Ben and Tommy and Jason. I'm screaming for them, but no one is answering. They're all looking at me, eyes wide open but not seeing me. Then I'm screaming. I've lost them. They shouldn't even be here. They weren't supposed to be in the car. Why were they here? Kennedy, wake up. Ken, come on, girl, come back to me. Kennedy. My eyes fly open and I blink slowly to focus. It feels like I'm moving through wet sand. My whole body is limp and I can't seem to control my muscles. Kennedy, we're here. You're safe now. Stop fighting. A calm washes over me, the familiar sandalwood scent. Registers. Jeremiah. I breathe deep again. This time a sweet floral note mixes with the sandalwood, making the calm feeling deepen, until I realize it's not familiar. Who else is with me? No one could see me like this. It's bad enough Ben was subjected to it. A part of my brain is being logical, but then it's all foggy and slow. Okay. I slur out. Be okay. Go bed. Why does she sound drunk this time? She's never sounded like that before. Ben, I think. Just tired, Ben. Back sleep. I can't move my body, but I can feel myself collapsing backwards. I think arms are trying to hold on to me. Kennedy, wake up for us, please. Just for a few minutes, then you can sleep. It's that soft voice again. Someone is brushing hair out of my face. The floral scent is really nice. The hands are gentle like my mom's. Nice hands. I mumble. I can feel my brain working, but everything is all disjointed and confusing. I try to blink, and I think I can feel something moving. There's tightness around my arms, but it doesn't hurt. I breathe in again. It seems to be the only thing I have control over. I feel a squeeze on my hands, and my eyes finally open. Ceremony. I do not envy the 3 new alphas coming up. Some of the old pompous assholes like to throw their weight around and try to make these kids bow down and convince them not to make waves, but that is the point of appointing the next alpha, new blood, new ideas. We get better and learn from past mistakes and triumphs. Some of these guys, though, they need to be put out to pasture and not even allowed a seat on the Elders' Council. We haven't had new alphas come of age in a couple years. I'm not the most recent, but not too far off. I am an exception to the rule, though. My dad was injured in a huge war, and even with his alpha lineage and healing powers, he never fully recovered. So he appointed me alpha at 16. I can't believe I've been doing this for a decade now. I just know how these kids feel, and I prefer to be there as a buffer. I'm known as an asshole and wear that badge proudly, especially to egotistical pricks who have worn out their welcome. Some of the other alphas are afraid of me, or more accurately my reputation, which I use to my advantage. I tend to keep my mouth shut and let my actions do the talking, and some of these kids need help straightening their backbone. Alpha Ryker, will you help us? The man in front of me asks, breaking me out of my thoughts. Alpha Edward has a small pack and no heir. His Luna died in childbirth, and he never took a chosen mate or found his second chance mate. This has been inevitable, and he and I have been in negotiations for his pack for a while now. But there's a threat from some of his pack members that think they should be able to fight him for the position of alpha, and his warriors have come to me with rumors from neighboring packs with the same ideas. He is getting weaker and more vulnerable. He's held on for as long as he can, but he can't risk his pack any longer. Normally I wouldn't get involved and let the herd thin itself out before taking over, but the neighboring packs are not known for handling business and calling it a day. They are more likely to use this as an excuse to kill. It will no matter if the victim is innocent or not. Meaning women and children are going to get hurt in the fight or worse. And the fight won't end there. It will bleed into the packs surrounding Alpha Edwards. That is where I come in. If Alpha Edward hands his pack to me willingly, then there will be no, or more likely very little bloodshed. There's always one person who thinks they should be in charge and tries to challenge me. It's rarely one of the ranked leaders too. They're usually on board with the transfer since we talk and negotiate for months before a transfer like this actually happens. They make sure that their pack is taken care of, and I make sure that their future leaders have a place in my ranks. It makes no sense for a future beta to be cut off simply because the pack merged with another and the position is currently filled. Those ranked members maintain their title as long as they understand the hierarchy. I have had to make a few examples of what happens when they don't fall in line. Yes, of course, Alpha Edward. How soon will you need me in your pack? I was under the impression that those challenging the merger were being handled. Copyright 2024 Miss L Rights and Ember Mantle Productions. I think they were just biding their time until they thought I would be too weak to stop them or fight off the challenge. I received reports of some aggression today after I left. My Beta and Gamma both have young families. I do not want to see anyone get hurt, and I think they will take out anyone loyal to me or you. I think we need to transfer immediately. I have a terrible feeling about this. Do not worry. I have warriors in your pack now, and they will ensure that your pack members are safe until I arrive. I believe you should stay close to me, though, just as a precaution. We will leave tomorrow morning and can be in your pack by mid-afternoon. Have your beta set up the ceremony, and we will transfer as soon as we are able. Thank you, Ryker. He sounds so weary. I think he has been holding on until he could see his pack safely taken care of. I'm surprised he made it as long as he did after his mate died. Many don't. The pain from the loss of your mate is supposed to be the worst kind of torture imaginable. Many die from a broken heart or just go mad and have to be eliminated for everyone's safety. I have dispatched many alphas for that alone. Alphas are so protective of their Lunas, and why I'm sometimes glad I still haven't found mine yet. My wolf always grumbles in my head when that thought crosses my mind. An alpha is at his strongest when he has his fated Luna by his side and would burn the world for her, and anyone who managed to capture her or hurt her would have a level of control over that alpha. There's nothing we wouldn't do to save her, including sacrificing anyone or anything. I ripped a man's arms off for having the audacity to touch my little sister after she said no. I would probably do worse to someone who even looked at my mate. Just the idea of that kind of possession presses on my chest and terrifies me. I don't want anyone to have that kind of effect on me. I talked with each former alpha or beta that was here. Some of my acquisitions were bloody, and not all the leadership was spared. With so many pack members, I rely on the continued, appropriate leadership to help maintain order, which is why I have these monthly meetings with all the territories. I can make sure needs are being met, and I can gauge if the leaders are actually doing their jobs. I get most of my information from the planet warriors I have in each territory. I like to make my presence and authority known regularly, just in case. It's stupid, but necessary. We rotate the meeting location through the different territories on my pack lands, just so everyone can see I treat them all the same. All pretentious D*CK measuring. Speaking of D*CKs, is about time, Alpha Ryker. Some of us have pressing matters to deal with, and you're shooting the SH*T with old washed-up alphas not worth your time. Hello, Claude. What pressing matter do you have for me this time? He visibly bristles at my lack of using a title. He no longer has one because I took it from him. Former Alpha Claude Craig is the biggest pain in the ass that I have ever had to deal with, and still insists on being called by a title he no longer has the right to. I never use it. My guys never use it. There are many alphas in this room. He isn't unique or the only one holding on tight to his past, so I let his attitude go, choosing bigger battles. He decided to try and challenge me very early in my reign as Alpha of the Dark Moon Pack, thinking it would be easy to take over my father's very prominent pack for his own simply because I was young. He underestimated me and my skills. He also underestimated the fact that my way of running a pack would appeal to the pack I absorbed from him. Many gave me their loyalty willingly. Unfortunately, I was young and naive and thought that since I beat him, he would submit to me. In theory, he did, but he negotiated a way to maintain a small amount of control, and he has enough minions to be a problem. He's basically harmless, but I don't take that for granted. I have someone in his ranks too. I have already been informed of the drivel he was going to come to me with. He's not dumb enough to outright challenge me again, but he rides that line tightly, and I have to regularly remind him who is actually in charge. I don't listen to a word he says as he leads us over to a table with a large map. I don't have to. I'm not going to agree to extend the border of his territory area. He seems to think that having more land will make his pack members, my pack members, more comfortable. What he really wants is to expand and start taking over territories before I do. What he doesn't seem to know is his borders are completely surrounded on all sides by territories I control with people loyal to me. That wasn't an accident, and he is a moron if he doesn't know that. I believe a school and training facility would work best in this area here. He points to a spot on the map that is miles outside his own borders. He wants me to give him more land to control and pay for the build so he can use it to his benefit. He must still think I'm a stupid, trusting 16-year-old kid. He's already abused every ounce of leadership I have given him. I will talk to Don and see what he thinks about sharing a school and training facility, since that land is well outside your borders. I would shift the position a bit and open the offer to Nathan and Rory, since that will be close to residential areas for both of them as well. We will also need a small healer center there, so none of the trainees will have to travel far FO care in an emergency. He just sits there and gapes at me like a fish. With 4 leaders controlling those facilities, it will have to be cooperative, and none of those 3 will be swayed by his bullsh asterisk T. You should have thought better before bringing this to me. If you will excuse me, I have another meeting that I must get to. Make sure you get your proposal in writing to Robin ASAP. I will let you know the results of your proposal by the end of the week. I leave him just staring at my back. I need to handle Edward's transfer and then get to the Elders' Council. My sister and my dad went in my place, and I trust both of them to hold off the assholes for me. But I hate it when my sister is alone with unmated alphas. She hasn't found her mate yet, and she is 20. Many older alphas started eyeing her last year as a chosen or second chance mate since she is of alpha descent. I shot all of that down immediately, but that won't stop them from trying while I'm not around. She needs to be protected at all times from that bullsh asterisk T. Kennedy, I'm groggy, but I can tell Jeremiah is holding me. My head is tucked into his massive hard chest. Another breath, another hand squeeze. I look over and Raina, sitting next to Ja, is looking at me with sympathy, and I can feel the tears prick behind my eyes. I try to blink them away, but it's no use. They fall in slow streams from my eyes. I squeeze them shut, try to stem the flow. Hey, don't fight it. Let the sadness go. It will help. Her voice is so soothing, but I let the tears just flow. It doesn't make it any less embarrassing. I sniffle and pull my hands from hers to rub them over my face. There's something that makes sense. I look over and see Ben at the foot of my bed. Even better. What happened this time? Was there something different about your dream? You yelled for all of us. He points and I see Tommy and Jason too. You've never done that before. Huh? I don't know. I don't really remember. I lied and closed my eyes again, but opened them back up quickly. The image of their dead eyes and bleeding forms is still burned in the back of my eyelids. Ja, are you sure you want me on this trip? I can't imagine it's going to make any kind of good impression on your in-laws to have you running into my room in the middle of the night. I'm a liability that no one will want around. I lean away from him when I realize I'm in his lap, still curled up with his mate right next to us. I slide to sit next to him, bringing my knees to my chest, a massive headache starting. With Mom gone? Absolutely. No question you need to be with me. I just look at him for a second, disbelieving, and roll my eyes, then move to get off my bed. Where are you going? He shoots up next to me. Bathroom. Is that okay with you? I meant it to sound irritated, but it came out defeated. I didn't wait for an answer. I took way longer than necessary, but I tried to cool my tear-stained face off and calm down a little. I had to fight the bile that was rising up in my throat every time I blinked and saw the 4 of them broken and bleeding in a destroyed car. When I was done, they were all still there. I roll my eyes again and move to get some workout gear. What are you doing now? It's Ben, sounding concerned this time. I'm awake and I won't be able to go back to sleep. I'm going to go down to the Alpha's gym. I promise I won't leave the pack house. It's the middle of the night. Get some sleep, guys. We have a long drive tomorrow. I should be able to sleep in the car. I didn't wait for them to argue. Apparently the only thing that gets rid of the dreams is a 3-hour workout. It is 6 when I finally come up to get food before my stomach eats itself from the inside out. They're getting worse, the dreams. I thought maybe with time they would get better. Jeremiah hugs me from behind. His arms wrap around my shoulders as I stand at the island in the kitchen, eating some yogurt and fruit. What's crazy is the dreams are getting more choppy and fragmented, harder to remember, but the feelings are getting more amplified. I have no idea what is happening, but I do know the change happened when we turn 18, less and more all at the same time. I said nothing of the sort to Ja though. He would try to pin it on some wolfy thing. He used to do that when weird things happened to the two of us when we were little too. We can seemingly read each other's thoughts, and we can both call bullsh asterisk T on each other without hesitation. I learned quickly that as long as I don't lie directly to him, I can keep some of my thoughts to myself. Or he just learned that I want to keep things to myself sometimes, and he doesn't ask. I am human. There is no connection between my weirdness and the magic that makes them werewolves, and for some reason, it's something I have to keep explaining to my supernatural friend. We do use sign language to talk without the pack link though. It's something that Aunt Beth started when I was little and found out about the telepathy stuff. I was so jealous that her and Uncle James could talk to pack members with their minds, and that Jeremiah and the guys would be able to do it eventually too. This was a way for me to fit in. Ja, and I still use signs, especially at school where kids can be cruel if you are what they consider less than, and I am definitely the bottom of the barrel as far as some of them are concerned. That we leave in an hour. Make sure you're packed for a week and bring some nice things too. I expect parties and dinners a few times. Ja kisses the crown of my head. I just nod and head up. Raina's in my room, going through my closet like we are longtime friends. I'm amazed at how quickly her attitude towards me changed. It was instant once she heard me say I wasn't attracted to Ja. She must be able to detect lies. I know Uncle James can too. Some crazy alpha blood thing. Anything in particular you need? I laugh as she jumps. She must have been in the zone going through my clothes. Wolves can hear pretty much everything. Just you. She winks at me. Have you told him? Told who what? She makes me nervous with her cryptic questions. She smiled at me. Have you told Jeremiah that you've been having separation anxiety? I haven't been having separation anxiety. Your nightmares started getting worse when you turned 18, right? Yeah, I guess, but I'm human. Why would I have separation anxiety from my best friend? No idea, but I do find it interesting that you need to keep reminding everyone that you're human, including yourself. Yet you train and fight like a wolf. You eat like a wolf. Your temper is like a wolf's. She gives me a look daring me to deny it. You react to scents like a wolf, and you clearly react to changes in your pack. You are more connected than you think. I never really thought about it that way. I've been around a pack my whole life. I shrug and move toward her. Well, while you regale me with your theories, I need to shower and pack. Any thoughts on what I need to bring? Jim mentioned some parties or dinners happening. Raina had a ton of fun going through my closet, and we found out that we're the same size. So she had me all packed in no time and said I could borrow anything we forgot. Once everything was loaded, we all jumped into one of the Alpha's 7-passenger SUVs. Two more warriors followed us in Raina's white SUV. Jason sat in the back with me. He's like a big teddy bear, always ready to cuddle. And unlike Tommy, he can keep his hands to himself. I wrap up in one of Jeremiah's giant hoodies and settle in for a nap, hopefully.